small businesses to be successful, we have to support them. We as citizens have to support them, okay? What can the city do? The city can follow proper bid laws. I'm not saying it don't, I'm just saying that we can follow proper bid laws. We can start a Northport First program, if you want to call it, to where outside businesses have to beat our local city businesses by a certain percentage on bids. We have to give our local businesses the opportunity for our business. Oftentimes, we don't do that. If we, as leaders, bring in new businesses that are stable, that are what families and people need and want, then when you make one stop to shop, you're probably going to shop at another place near it. We don't do a very good job, and I'm not trying to be negative, but too many of our city businesses here have items, have products, have goods that the city of Northport goes outside and buys. I think we have to find a way to spend that money here, because if we don't lead by example, how can we expect our citizens to stop and spend money if the city's going out of town also?
And Mr. Barksdale.
Well, believe it or not, you can actually be running against each other and actually agree with the guys. Because they all kind of touched on a little bit of stuff that I agree on. Patronize local businesses. You have to. That's how they make their living. And I agree with Mr. Lewis. You have to communicate and listen to these small businesses as well. There's business owners in here that I know. But when you recruit a new business and you give them, and this is something that really bothers me, when you give them an incentive to come do business in your town, don't forget the small businesses that have been here before, because they deserve it too. Don't offer someone this, and then there's a small business owner in the back there saying, well, I've been here 15 years, and I haven't got that. Be fair and support those issues as well. But we have to patronize our businesses in Northport so we can keep the local tax dollars here.
So I'll give you the first shot at the last questions. Mr. Barksdale, gotta get some water here. This is a more specific question. How can the city better utilize federal grants to help existing small businesses improve their store frontage? And the comment is that the current grants are unaffordable.
All right. Well, I think they have a committee. I thought they had a committee doing that now. But we have to. The council would have to work together to get the grants. And then, I mean, I'm not being negative here, but there are some small businesses when you come through Northport. Some facades are beautiful, and then you get to the other, and they have a weed that's 4 foot tall, and they hadn't painted. But small businesses, hey, stuff costs money. So that's where the council I would hope would work together, and they would vote on and get the grants to give out to the small businesses to help them on their facades.
All right, Mr. Phillips?
I think we need to, I'm not against stealing ideas. Other cities are doing things to improve their facades. Other cities are doing things to improve their street fronts. I think we need to get some ideas, but we really need to start looking for grants, not wait for a grant to come to us, but go out and actually look for grants. Get involved with grant writers, get involved with lobbyists, try to find grants, try to find federal and state monies that are out there that other people are getting that maybe we're not getting. I don't like the word no. There's got to be something out there, got to be a way to resolve every situation. May not always be what we want, but there's got to be there. We have to improve the areas that when you come into Northport, have you ever looked when you come across the bridge from downtown Tuscaloosa into Northport, the difference in scenery that you see? We have to take our city properties and improve. I once had somebody tell me that was the city's handshake to you when you came in, is what you first see. And we have to improve our handshake. It's hard to require a business to spend their hard-earned money when we as a city are not doing it ourselves.
Mr. Lewis.
Well, you stole my answer.
Some more.
No, so communication, collaboration. Communication, collaboration. That's the only way we're going to be able to support each other. Yeah, it's okay to go and look at other communities and see how they're doing it and don't reinvent the wheel. Take what they're doing, implement into our community. Take away the things that don't work, put the things that do, put it together, let's run with it. We're in a world, man, Northport is not the only city. Northport is not the only city that have issues with small businesses. Northport is not the only city that's growing. So let's go find other cities that's comparable to what we're doing, that's making the difference, take what they're doing, implement it here, and move forward.
And Mr. Crawford, federal grants.
Federal grants. Well, federal already scares me already. Anyway, I think we can start at home before we start trying to deal with someone else. I know the old Sonic property down there where the Sonic burned 4 or 5 years ago, and it sit there for 3 or 4 years in disarray. They finally tore the building down, and about 2 weeks ago, they finally cleaned up the property. It was an eyesore. And that's something the city can do. They can clean it up, put it on a tax bill. I don't know if that's legal or not, but I think it probably is. And there's 2 or 3 vacant lots on Old Bridge Avenue. One next to the new tire store. It just sold, so maybe somebody's gonna clean it up. It's in bad shape. So I think before we can really go ask the federal government for our help, I think we pick up ourselves and get a lot of it done. The city has a tremendous resources at their disposal for different projects around town. We've got a large department that cuts the grass, but what do they do in the wintertime when we're not having the grass cut? You know, we've got several old houses and old buildings in town that need to be removed. Now, there's some legal jumbo to jump through to do that, but before you let it sit there and just rot and fall down, it needs to be, I think they call it raised. I hadn't figured out why raising is tearing something down, but that's the way it works, I think. But there's a lot of things we could do before we go to the federal government, but I still think federal grant writers are either hire a grant writer that knows what they're doing in town so that we can deal with them to get some federal grants.
Well, we have 2 questions that deal with driving around in Northport. Excuse me. If you're elected mayor, are you interested in creating a public transportation system? And if so, how would you work for that? And if not, why do you think that's inappropriate? And I'm going to start this time with Mr. Lewis.
Kick us off there. I was praying you didn't start with me.
Sorry.
Listen, I believe that we have to have things that benefit the city. We have a little under 32,000 residents in our city. And so there are cities that are 2 or 3 times larger than ours that have a public transportation system that is not operative. It is not operative because the community doesn't benefit off of it. So we have to listen to our community and invest in the things that our community needs. If our community doesn't need a transportation system, then why do we invest in the transportation system.
Mr. Barksdale?
My answer is simple, no. Because I don't think that's sustainable, first of all. And with 30-something, I'll make it simple. No, I'm not for public transportation. Sorry.
All right, Mr. Crawford, do you have any ideas on this subject?
Well, you can do it.
We'll play switch on the mics. You can just about walk from one end of Northport to the other in about a half an hour. I mean, you're gonna get on a bus, and by the time you wait on the bus, you can be where you're gonna get. So, I mean, I don't really see the benefit of a public transportation system. Now, the infrastructure for the highways is a different story. We've, I-82, as I call it, which is interstate compared to what it used to be. I mean, when you get one end of town and the other in rush hour in less than 10 minutes, that's really good. But we've not done any infrastructure as far as studying internal traffic for the subdivisions. We've got Northwood Lake in the last 25 or 30 years, it's probably doubled in size. We've got Vestavia Hills, we've got all and the highways, the stop signs and traffic signs, and the speed bumps. The speed bumps. Do you realize what happens to an emergency vehicle that hits a speed bump? It'll tear the front end out on a fire truck. So, taking care of our internal city streets with some kind of a study to better utilize the traffic patterns in the city, looking at the speed bumps, because if you're in Northwood Lake, Vestavia, and you hit a speed bump, you've got, first of all, you're risking a couple of minutes for an emergency vehicle getting to you, because the ambulance hitting a speed bump doesn't have a front end in it anymore. So I think, no, we don't need local transportation.
Well, Mr. Phillips, do you agree or disagree?
Well, I guess I agree. I do agree with Mr. Barksdale. No, I don't think we need one, but I do think what we need to do is to have an analysis on the amount of usage that a public transportation system would have, an analysis on the amount it would cost the city to form and operate one. And I think we need to look at those numbers to see what our needs are. We need to look at the numbers of what our needs are versus what our cost would be. I don't think that they would match up. I don't think that the amount of usage versus the cost would work. So I have to say no, I don't think we need one. But I would be more than happy to do those analyses. But we have to understand that some things just won't pay for themselves. And I think we've all seen enough things going out that don't pay for themselves, and we have to be careful. I think there's other ways to meet the needs of those people that would need and rely on public transportation. I think there's a lot of different options that can be explored other than public transit, than a public transportation system. Like I said, I always think there's a resolution to every problem, but no, I don't think we need a public transportation system.
One of our audience members has asked to hear your thoughts, each candidate. There is a movement to have the state buy the toll bridge and remove the toll, then establish a truck route through Alabama 43 and Alabama 82 to get the through traffic off of Northport, off of McFarland. What are your thoughts? And I think this time it's fair to start with Mr. Crawford. I'm beginning to lose track of who I started with.
That would be a good idea. I happen to be from Gordo, Alabama. Do you remember where Gordo is? In 1963, I was playing in a mud puddle up north of my house. They were surveying for a highway to bypass Gordo. 1963. What's this year? That's not finished yet. So whenever you think the bridge is going to be built in 69, and we can work on that for about 40 or 50 years down the road. I think we'll be wasting a lot of time. The people that use the toll bridge pay for the toll bridge, and it works fine for me. I don't see the necessity of jumping through those hoops and dealing with the highway department, the federal government, and God knows who else to get something like that accomplished.
Oh, excuse me, I was listening. Mr. Phillips, Go
Okay.
next.
The toll bridge has been there for a long time, and it served its purpose. It got us a bridge that we didn't have to pay for, so to speak. I would be for the state buying the toll bridge, removing the toll, as long as Northport had a vested stake in any amounts that it would cost the city of Northport. If we're not gonna get anything out of it, I'm not for Northport being involved in it, and therefore that would be a state purchase, which is probably gonna just be 100% state purchase anyway, but it would be a state purchase that would be left up to them. I would like to see if Northport's going to be involved in that, and that's what we're here for tonight, is talk about Northport. The state, if they wanna buy the bridge, they can buy the bridge. I would have to have, if Northport was going to be involved in that, we would have to have a way to relieve traffic on McFarland Boulevard and Lurleen Wallace. We'd have to have some assurances that that traffic was going to be alleviated by that. Just to be involved in a bridge purpose, just so there wouldn't be a toll, or if we don't benefit from it, I would strongly have a problem of Northport being involved in it.
Mr. Barksdale?
If the state decided to buy it, go ahead, but, I don't think Northport needs to be in the toll bridge business. I just, unless it benefits Northport, stay away from it. That's just my opinion.
Mr. Lewis?
I'm gonna be about as simple as my friend just did. If it benefits Northport, we're all in. If it doesn't benefit Northport, why are we having a conversation?
Well, one more question from our audience, and this is a kind of a vision question. And you can tell us if this benefits Northport. What are your plans for developing where Bennett Marine used to be? And this time I'm going to start with Bennett Marine. The levee area. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Down under the bridge, down there. Right?
You're talking about that whole area, not just.
Yeah, that area down there.
Venice Marine is already developed.
Okay. Do you have any visions for that area going forward? And I will start. Mr. Barksdale, you've got.
Now, so the Bennett, you said Bennett, the old levee, is that what you're talking?
Yes, that's what we're talking about.
There's a business there right now.
Okay, okay.
But
Talking about the whole area.
retail shops, I mean, y'all can laugh all you want, but why not a Tacky Jack's or something on the river? Sit down restaurants, something, an entertainment district. The Black Warrior River is one of the biggest assets Northport has, and in my opinion, I know you're gonna say, well, what about River Run? I get all that. There's still more assets that we're not using, and the Black Warrior River is one of them. So, entertainment district, retail, restaurants, stuff like that for families to enjoy.
Go ahead, Mr. Barksdale. You've got the
Okay,
microphone.
we've got a good start on it with the baseball fields. You can't really see the baseball fields from any road. You've got to go down to the old lock and dam down there to actually see the baseball fields. But there's plans to put restaurants and stuff, and you've got the grain elevator there is in the way for a lot of it, but you can come on back up the creek and up the river, and you've got some property there. There's been some, I think there's some Indian burial grounds there that caused a glitch in some work several years ago, if I'm not right, Chuck. That's caused some problems there. But there's plenty of room to, additional restaurants and playground areas for adults or kids.
Go ahead, Mr. Lewis.
I agree with the restaurants and other entertainment areas that would bring more revenue to the city. Again, when you're going as a young family looking for places to spend the evening with, and you have to go to another city to spend your money in order to enjoy that, and you know that there are places that those same type of restaurants can be in your city. Those are the type of things we want to bring to increase the revenue.
And closing us out, Mr. Phillips.
The area down there that you're talking about. I remember it as Bennett's Marina. I guess I'm old. I've been around a long time, but I remember when Bennett's Marina was there, the old drawbridge and everything. We have a great start in downtown Northport. Our downtown area needs to explode. We need to, losing Kentuck was a terrible loss, because that's what our downtown was built on. We need to go back, and we need to start developing downtown. We're not after a party central. We have that across the river. Let that stay across the river. But we need those people wanting to come on our side of the river and enjoy themselves. A place for families, a place for people of all ages, activities of all kinds. But I'll tell you, I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to be a little negative right here, but 2 councils ago, we had an opportunity to get a start, and we screwed that up. Now we got to start over, and I believe it can be done. But the first thing we got to do is we got to learn to sit down with our partners at the county commission, at the state level, at the city of Tuscaloosa, which we don't do a very good job in Northport anymore of doing. We've got to mend some relationships, and we've got to get back to the table. And once we get back to the table, then we can start negotiating the arrangements that it's going to take to do that. It can be done. Our downtown area can be developed and be what it should be, but we have to learn to sit at the table and talk.
On behalf of the League of Women Voters of Greater Tuscaloosa, I want to thank all of you for stepping up, qualifying to run for mayor, for making campaigns, and for coming here tonight to talk to all of your constituents here. And could we have a round of applause for this show? Says 6:48, and I'm betting that at 6:55, by 6:55, we will have our council members set up for questions. So you've got about 7 minutes to take a little break here if you need to.